Gang, gang, gang. You know what time it is, man. Let's get in this motherfucker. We gonna come in this motherfucker right, man. We gonna come in this motherfucker right, cause we don't come in no bitches at all. Let me say something. Let me say something real quick. We don't come in bitches. We can't do it no more. Like we can't do it no more. I know you niggas want to have kids now. Man. I know you niggas want to have kids, but let me just say this now. That shit coming to an end. Like that shit is coming to an end. Sorry to tell you guys, our kids gonna have to find a way to have kids one day. I'm just gonna tell you that now. So just being a real nigga, telling other real niggas that's probably listening that this is a warning. If you want to have kids, you can go ahead. Just keep having kids right now if you can, or as if the government don't come after your ass for them. You feel me? The government come after your kids, like it's weird. Like, yeah, because bitches. But that's why I say niggas gotta stop nothing them bitches because these bitches are literally doing that, going to the government. Bitches going to the government, dog. So they being quick doing it. So the future is coming, and I see the future, and the future is showing us that they're already trying to depopulate. They already trying to um sterilize people. We know this. We see this right now. Like, oh, well, if you don't see this, then I don't know what to tell you. But they sterilizing people with vaccines. Oh well, yeah. they doing other shit out here. They doing wild ass shit out here. Just know that it's all agenda. Not and you should have. You should take it in your own control and make yourself know that you're not trying to have no more kids instead of the government having that hold on or having that ability to make you not have kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hope you know what I mean. Cause like I'd rather have my own faith in my own hands. I'd rather keep my own faith in my own hands than fucking let you know the government or let someone else they have my faith in their hands. You know what I mean? Cause like I'd rather choose to not have kids on my own terms. And if the government is trying to make me not have more kids on their term, I don't like that. But on my turn, I'm okay with that. Make more sense. Hope it make more sense. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just going. Hey, you can if you want to have more kids, be my guest. Keep having more kids. I just want to just push this down. Don't my man. This off my own experience. Don't sign shit off my own experience. This is just advice, but not professional advice. But just friend advice. But here we go, man. The future's coming. Uh, Self-driving cars are coming. uh, a lot of things are coming in the future. So seeing that seeing that a lot is coming down the pipeline, let's show this video. Like, I'm gonna show you where it all came from. Seeing the pipeline of how this is part of the destruction of black people for real, but it all led to being a part of something we really wasn't ready for, like, or wasn't I don't know, prepared for. I don't know, like, or should have been a part of. I don't know. I don't know, man. It put us in a hole like this. Like, put us in a really sticky situation. But I want to show this. You know, the crack era, generations. You know, don't even pretty much know about the crack era now. These generations today really don't even know what the crack era. We fucking we forgot about that, did we? Yeah, we forgot about that. I think majority of these motherfuckers out here walk around like the crack era never existed. Like, you know, yeah, the crack era existed, yo. The crack era existed, yo. So like, here we go. Here we go. We gonna show this video now, okay? All right, let's get to it, man. Let me get rid of some stuff in the background because it's so I can just run smooth. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So the generation, maybe I'm a millennial, and the millennials, I'll say like 80% of us probably don't even, I don't know, probably 50 to, I say 80 to 50, between that, between them two, 80 or 50% of millennials don't even know about the crack era or talk about the crack era for real and know how it affects us today. So like, here we go. I'm gonna share screen and shit, man. Let me get to it. I'm just talking, trying to like, get you up to date on what the fuck I'm trying to show you, and we're gonna break this shit down and etc. etc. Let's go. I'm gonna share this shit. Let's go. Now, I ain't the smartest nigga, but I see through the bullshit. I see like, damn, what the fuck? This is going on. But let's go. Let's get into it. Let's get it. This is what happened. Y'all was doing this shit back in the day, and I wasn't even alive. It's crazy what we see people do. You know, before you was born. It's crazy. It's crazy when you see things people was doing before your ass was like had 2 feet on this fucking ground. Like, what was y'all doing before I came out the womb? Like, what was y'all doing? And when you see what they were doing when you was never even thought of, what you see what they was doing when you wasn't even thought of is like very shocking. Like, it's gonna be very shocking. Like, what the? That's what y'all was up. The nigga y'all was really okay. Let's go. Let's get it.
Poor people, and specifically blacks, going to jail and to prison, and they will not have a chance.
In the early 1980s, the nation's slogan was clear: just say no.
Just say no.
Crack now has spread to almost every American state.
But what if I told you that there was more to the crack era than what the white mainstream news media let on? And that it went beyond Black and Latinx folks who simply needed to kick a drug habit. Today's baggage: how the war on drugs ravaged Black America. Once upon a time, in a not so far away and familiar place, the United States entered what became known as the crack era. During the early 1980s, a new drug somehow infiltrated low income Black and Brown communities, causing crime and chaos. It was called
crack cocaine. The problem is crack cocaine. Crack cocaine may deny these black children a decent future.
Well, it turns out that your uncle, who always talks about the man, was right. Well, sort of. While crack did absolutely ravage some Black and Brown
communities, look at these motherfuckers.
It wasn't that simple. The United States government and agents of the state were corrupt and had a hand in creating this dark time in America's history. Misinformation about crack cocaine and its users flooded airwaves, and proved to be just as dangerous as the substance itself. Decades after the crack era has come and gone, its impact lives on. But before we fall any deeper into this rabbit hole, let's take it back to the beginning of this war on drugs, which is often dubbed America's longest war in history. The federal government first banned the recreational use of a substance, opium, in the early 1900s. Then came the Prohibition Era, which focused on alcohol. Shortly after, the feds began to track and vilify people who struggled with addiction, especially if they were black. Fast forward to 1971, when Richard Nixon declared war.
America's public enemy number one is drug abuse.
Two presidents later, Ronald Reagan not only carried on, but weaponized this anti-drug stance.
Drugs are menacing our society.
So Reagan was the first president who promised to
Make America great again.
but rather he made things worse for low-income communities. In fact, at the time, the poverty rate grew faster in the first 3 years of Reagan's presidency than in any other time since the 1950s.
God damn, kind of resembles today. Like weird. It's weird. But they really over here motherfucking putting let's go. The government really was a part of this shit and they I'm pretty sure this was just an experiment like on crack and to get motherfucking people in black people in jail. But let's go.
Meanwhile, in another part of the world, the United States was funding an illegal war in Nicaragua, and drug smugglers were sending cocaine to the U.S. on U.S. planes. Somehow, the United States officials had no clue.
Whether the United States actually loaded up the planes with cocaine, or whether they just kind of turned their backs, right, and let the planes take off and go to the United States and land, the United States knew that at the very least that cocaine was being flown in and just ignored it.
Stanley Nelson, if
They ignored it. They just ignored it. Okay, so you knew crack cocaine was being shipped over here. Like they knew this shit. They knew this shit, and they literally, they knew this though. But let's keep going. Keep going.
is an award-winning documentary filmmaker, MacArthur genius, and director of Crack, Cocaine, Corruption, and Conspiracy. He says that this rampant poverty and international scandal, which caused cocaine to flood the United States, was the backdrop in which the crack era.
Okay. Now I must say this though. You can't always blame the government though. You gotta blame these motherfuckers right here, bro. Look at this. What the fuck? So you gotta blame the user. And they just recording it. Like I was on Netflix. Come on, man.
Was the backdrop in which the crack era took off.
The crack era seemed to come out of nowhere, somewhere in the early 80s. All of a sudden, everyone.
Early 80s. Nigga, the crack era was in the early 80s, dog. So these motherfuckers are still alive. These motherfuckers is still alive, nigga. These motherfuckers in office. nigga that was in the crack era, they're in office right now, nigga. You think they ain't doing crack? I'm just saying. You think they ain't doing this because they, bro. You think they ain't got the history repeat itself? God damn, they really do.
Where in Harlem, people would be out on the street selling and using crack. Not only in Harlem, I remember, I was walking across 42nd Street and people were in doorways smoking crack.
This is probably your damn politician, right? This probably your politician that's old as hell. It's probably. Yo, John Lewis was old, right? He was older. He was. How young John Lewis looked in the 1980s? I don't know. Cause he looked old. He looked old, and he died. But so, jeez, boy, they just did that shit. They didn't give a fuck. Look at this shit. Niggas is bored. Niggas is bored, nigga. What the fuck was you thinking? Damn, boy, where'd you get this from? What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? It, damn. How much this cost, nigga? Nigga, don't shoot. You got kids? You got kids? Man, let me go, man.
Film, Nelson walks viewers through various phases of the crack epidemic.
At first, we saw it in the African American Latinx communities. Then, we're like, oh my God, there's an epidemic. The politicians weren't talking about it. The media wasn't talking about it. The police were not stopping it. That's a big part of it.
Nobody was stopping it, but the police was part of that shit. Police is part of that. Like, the police was a part of this shit. They was supplying it. They was letting that shit rock. So the police letting that rock. You know what was going down with the freaking politicians. You know what was going down at the airports. They just letting that shit rock. Like oh bro, government let shit rock, man. Just know this shit. And if they ain't letting it rock, they getting the benefit.
We're not stopping it. That's a big part of it.
Some dirty cops took money from drug dealers, or they took drug money themselves.
What would you steal? Money, drugs, and guns, whatever was it.
And somehow this fact was left out of the media. Wonder why.
How can they
and
say
then
that?
There was a shift.
A local success story took a tragic turn this morning.
Maryland basketball star Len Bias died after overdosing on cocaine 2 days after he was drafted to the Boston Celtics.
Damn.
Like a political wet dream.
Who gave him that shit? Who you think gave him that shit, man? Who you think gave that man cocaine, man? Where he get cocaine from? You think black people just madly knew how to just make cocaine? They think black people just madly knew how to make cocaine. Everything black people really pretty much learned back in the day was from white people. Everything. Niggas learn basketball from white people. The fuck? So like, what? They just being real, like. So where the fuck you think he got that back in the day from? Like, but nobody gonna talk about where he got it from because there was no laws back in the day for, getting the person that supplied it. Like, there was no laws back in the day, so he did it. Overdosing on fucking cocaine. He must have did a lot. I ain't gonna lie. White folk be like, that's part of the time. You got drafted. Part of the time. You know what it is, man. I wonder what year that is. Around 19. Crazy shit in Vegas type shit. We got drafted to the Celtics. He said.
Because now all the politicians, Democrats, Republicans, everybody was talking about the scourge of crack and the evil dealers who are dealing crack. It was crazy.
Yes, it was a plot. Yes, if they just all of a sudden just drew attention on a person that just was I guess he was a celebrity in a draft or something. It was a big thing probably back in the day. He got drafted and died probably 2 days later. Because everybody was talking about it. So everybody was talking about it, I'm pretty sure, back in the day. Just how kind of like today. So when people talk about it, it's a trend. It's a fucking trend. So when shit trends, when shit trend, politicians talking about shit that trend. Yeah. So like when they talk about shit that trend, right? That's all they gonna talk about so they can get reelected or get elected.
easily overblown.
And from the era emerged some dangerous myths about Black people.
First of all, there was the crackhead, just had given up their lives to crack and, would do anything for crack. Then there was a crack mama. That was, basically Black women. This woman sold her baby for a crack.
And an equally damaging falsehood, the crack baby.
Despite all the warnings, a growing number of babies are being born already addicted to cocaine. They'll spend the rest of their lives suffering for the lifestyle of their mothers.
What would you do about?
See that shit? All black mom, all Black people, all Black kids. Crack baby, use crack. That was a thing back in the day, man. They try calling all pretty much Black kids was the image of crack babies. Like back in the day, that's what the fuck it was. I mean, what the fuck? Like they couldn't even show you a pregnant crackhead mother, like pregnant crackhead. Like how you know these kids is really like crack babies? Like how you know they're really crack babies?
Sold her baby for a crack.
And an equally damaging falsehood, the crack baby.
Despite all the warnings, a growing number of babies are being born already addicted to cocaine. They'll spend the rest of their lives.
Babies being born already addicted to cocaine. How would you know that? Oh my God, bro. How would they know that? They just give baby crack what the fuck he just said? I know I got something on my face, but I smiled to prevent from crying or being mad as fuck. Cause hey, this is just ain't nothing I can do about this, man. So all I can do is laugh. But what the fuck? You just say? How do you know this?
Despite all the warnings, a growing number of babies are being born already addicted to cocaine. They'll spend the rest of their lives suffering for the lifestyle of their mothers.
What would you do about pregnant women?
Like I didn't just hear you just said that. Like already addicted to cocaine, bro. What? Damn, what the fuck? Okay, nigga. How'd you find that out? Cause you couldn't make a baby stop crying, so you gave the baby cocaine. Man.
Women who use drugs and pass those drugs onto their babies.
Media played a huge part in making the public feel that crack was really the real threat and that treatment wasn't the answer, but jail.
And the federal government's response to the war on drugs.
And then they think jail will fix a crackhead. They still think today jail fix crackheads. What? When do we realize it don't? They have no other way. They just tell you they got no other option but put them in jail. AKA majority Black. They just sold you black crack. They just sold you black crack babies, man. They just sold you black crack baby. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Oh nah, man. I don't know, man. Hey, don't listen to me, man. I can't do shit.
But jail.
And the federal government's response to the war on drugs was clear. Lock them up and throw away the key.
They
This
can come up
shit
with a
crazy.
new drug tomorrow. And we're gonna go out there and do the same thing we're doing today.
Look who's saying this shit. Look who's saying this shit. This motherfucker seem like he probably damn CIA, nigga. This nigga seem like an informant. I would not trust this. Who made this video? Who listened to this man say this? Like, for real.
They could come up with a new drug tomorrow. And we're gonna go out there and do the same thing we're doing today. We ain't gonna stop.
While chemically, powder cocaine, which was often...
Okay, you ain't gonna stop. Nigga, ain't you locked up? Tell me, this man locked up, bro? Is this man locked up? Is he locked up or not, nigga? Somebody tell me, is this man locked up or not? Is this man locked up? How he saying this shit? Oh my mama, nigga, what do you mean though? Hey, he locked up. Hey man, what the fuck?
Same thing we're doing today. We ain't gonna stop.
This nigga locked up. What the fuck he saying that for? All right, let's go.
Chemically, powder cocaine, which was often used by white people, and crack cocaine, which was more accessible and believed to be used by black people, are practically the same. If you're caught using or selling either drug, the law says otherwise. During the crack era, the sentencing disparity was crazy. The rule was 100 to 1. So 5 grams of crack would land you with a 5-year mandatory minimum, but it would take 500 grams of cocaine to get the same sentence. Now, here's the kicker. Black people made up 82% of the folks convicted for federal crack and cocaine offenses, but only 30% of crack users. 62% of people convicted for crack offenses were low-level sellers or lookouts.
Damn.
Today, the number of American
lookouts for low-level sellers. How did they get them? So you telling me it wasn't that many crackheads? They are wild. Are you just really just tell me there wasn't that many crackheads? For real. Said there wasn't that many crackheads. 30%. Cocaine users. Crack cocaine users, right? What the fuck? That's wild. Man, wow, bro. The fuck? Oh, whatever.
incarcerated for drug offenses went from 40,900 in 1980
It's obvious.
to 443,200 in 2018.
Man.
With over 2 million people locked up, which is a 500% increase over the last 40 years.
Yeah.
1 in 5 incarcerated people is locked up for a drug offense. And being convicted of a felony can impact your voting rights, access to loans, and ability to get a job, among other
Can't do
factors.
shit.
To say that the
all that being on your shit, you can't do shit. You done. What the fuck can you really do in your life? Do it again? The fuck? That's crazy, right? That's crazy as fuck. And that's and why would you let that man say that shit in that damn video? He really said he gonna go out and do it again. Well, now we see why. He'll go out and do it again. Y'all ain't go. We ain't making shit better. And what is he a part of that damn fucking the percentage that I just showed too? Is he a part of that? The seller, was he black? I don't know if he was black. I swear he was Latino or something. I don't know, man.
The war on drugs filled our prisons and changed the trajectory of hundreds of thousands of people's lives would not be inaccurate. And Nelson reminds us that the war on drugs also changed the way that we look at policing.
The war on drugs was part of the fuel for local police to become militarized. And that's what we saw, over and over again in Ferguson and with George Floyd protests, cops with body armor, and looking like something out of Star Wars. So that becomes part of our lives now. And a lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it started, with the crack epidemic.
Decades after the crack epidemic is said and done, do you think that the forces that coalesced to create the period in time that we know as the crack era actually understood the implications of their actions?
I feel at this moment more and more that the United States knows what it is and knows what it does and knows that it's racist and doesn't care.
They don't care. They don't care about it. They don't care about it, man. They still don't care about it. They ain't even talking about it today. They really ain't talking about it no more. It's like, cause they know niggas. I got it in music. I put it in music and all that. What the fuck, y'all? Now they profiting off the shit. Like, they profited what the fuck y'all rap about. Fuck, like they literally put, like, which I had the article. Watch that article. They really put some kind of government funding towards more violence and all that kind of shit on the internet. Like taxpayer dollars. They put some kind of taxpayer dollar funds into funding the hip hop, all that violent sexual talk and all that. They fund that. Government fund that. So if you ain't know, now you know. So Biggie. Fuck. Let's get it.
It is like most such projects in most big cities.
All right, man.
And cemented into the red brick are a series.
Hold up, Biggie Small. Hold up, Biggie Small. Man, here we go, man. All right. Now, this right here is a plus. It's a big plus. Um, fatherless families, right? Telling you, man, they created welfare queens out here. Yes, you can't be a queen if you ain't got no fucking king. So you a queen with a fucking K, aka witchcraft ass motherfucker. You's a witchcraft ass. Uh, that's witchcraft. You ain't no queen because you ain't got no king. You fucked up. You got a K on that. You ain't no Q. You okay? You a KW in this motherfucker. You ain't no queen. You a queen in this motherfucker. You a queen in this motherfucker. But all right. I'm just being real. But here we go. Let's see how fatherless homes have outcome. Like they, man, this is the year 1973, and like after Martin Luther King type shit, like this is when we all got put together as a dream. And I didn't think Martin Luther King thought about the welfare. Like I didn't. I really want to know how he thought about the welfare system they had, cause like when was welfare created? After Martin Luther King? Yeah. Let's see. So like, let's see what year was the welfare system was created. Okay, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know. All right, we're gonna look at this together though. I got time. You feel me? I got time. But for real, like, what year was welfare created? Because something seemed fishy about that. Really fishy. Mega fishy. Hold up, man. Get out here. I'm gonna have to come back. Yeah. All right. Come on. What year was welfare created?
According to Social Security, Roosevelt proposed to Congress economic security legislation embodying the recommendations of a specially created Committee on Economic Security. There followed the passage of the Social Security Act, signed into law August 14, 1935.
$1935. Martin Luther King died in the 1960s. What do you think about the welfare system? I wonder what he thought about the welfare system. Let's see. Uh, I don't think he never said anything on it, did he? I guess it's some kind of things, maybe. I mean, like as a picture right here, saying some our social welfare system is so much more than just charity. Everyone must help, whether you are rich or poor. Everyone must have the belief that there's always someone in a much worse situation than I am. And this person I want to help as a comrade, 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 comrade. I guess so. So I guess he was with the welfare shit. I guess he supported. I guess he wanted with. Hey, hey, man. What else is something else? Hey, man, I can't read, so excuse my reading. I ain't sharing the screen. Whatever. But fuck it. I can't read, so I'm gonna just try to read. Fuck it. I don't give a damn. Just pay attention, I guess. Stay with me. It ain't even that long. Uh, fuck it. I'm not even gonna try it. I don't even care. Cause like he's basically with it, pretty much. Yeah, he with the welfare system. So I guess I, I don't agree with him on that. So hey, man, hey, he made a difference. I didn't. I ain't made no difference. That's what I'm saying. Shit. It'll be way more harder for my difference to be made than his. So his difference was made. My difference is way more tougher. So yes, it is way more tougher. And you know, it's just going tougher. Mean you gonna get eventually you gonna get better. You just gotta get through the rough patches. Especially seeing how today going, man. God damn, you know, feeling like they ain't gonna motherfucking just let you go like without like motherfucking going through the rough patches. It seems like we gonna be forced to go through the rough patches eventually. Yeah, we gonna probably gonna be in that forcing to go through that rough patch shit. And all right, here we go, man. I'm over here fucking talking and shit. Let's go, man. We finna get into this video, man. Pretty sure that hopefully go through smoothly. Yeah, I see Martin Luther King was with the welfare, so this all I guess pretty much just I don't know. It's all designed because I can't say they did this shit after Martin Luther King died because Martin Luther King was with it. I would in my mind I was thinking like he wasn't with it and they just did him bogus after he died. They did it as bogus after he died. That's how I was thinking. But he was with it. Okay, Martin Luther King was with it, and before he died, you know, he had words about it and all that, and it was pretty much still with this. So hey, I don't agree with that, but hey, he made a difference. I don't.
Series of public policies that work against the children of the poor. Because housing for the poor is scarce, the 1,100 apartments hold not the officially registered 6,000.
He's like wealth. He's welfare. I said welfare. Section 8 housing. It's for real. Section 8 housing. Straight Section 8 housing. So every woman in the every person that live in one of these houses, every person that live in this house is a single mother. Just to let y'all know. These are like housing full of single mothers. Come on, man. I'm seeing through the walls on this motherfucker.
700 apartments hold not the officially registered 6,000, but with unofficial residents, relatives, and friends, more like 8,000. Because mothers travel up to 4 hours a day to work in downtown office buildings or suburban homes, their children are left to care for each other or for themselves, and drug abuse is rampant. Because family planning measures have lagged.
And they still doing that today, boy. And they actually fucking burning down houses and shit today, cause they leaving their fucking kids at home with by themselves, like just to go to work. Like, come on, man. Kids shouldn't have to go through this shit. They should have to go take care of their fucking siblings, because if they had a dad around, and feel me, if they had a dad around, maybe they would fucking, have to fucking be in life or death situations every time you leave the house.
There are many teenage mothers.
Do you find that there is an incidence of young girls becoming pregnant?
Yes, we have a high rate of that too.
God damn.
I used to say age 14.
God
but
damn.
I think I'm having to back up and say age 12.
God damn. What?
Because the poor are shortchanged on education, it may take 2 years to get testing for a child with learning problems. And the Perry Homes schools have reading levels among the lowest in the city. Because Perry Homes was planned on a minimum budget, there are few places for children to play.
I gotta run that back, man. Man, timestamp that. She said how the lowest age was 12? Nigga.
At two.
At about what age?
I used to say age 14, but I think I'm having to back up and say age 12.
See? Do you see? Single mothers. Dang, that's crazy, bro. And everybody know they need housing for their children. Hey, I don't know, man. It's very fucking crazy out here in this world. A lot of things happen. A lot of things went on back in the day. I can't say it. I wasn't born at this time. I didn't live through this time. And I'm pretty sure it was rough at this time too. Like, man. But golly. Man, you had to grow up so fast back in the day.
Because the poor are shortchanged on education, it may take 2 years to get testing for a child with learning problems. And the Perry Homes schools have reading levels among the lowest in the city. Because Perry Homes was planned on a minimum budget, there are few places for children to play. Because of the same kind of planning, Perry Homes has no doctor, no dentist, no pharmacy. Nearby, there is a well baby clinic, but no sick baby clinic. And the sick must travel 12 miles to wait for attention at Grady Memorial Hospital. And partly because of the general rule that welfare is cut off if there is a man in the house.
What kind of deal is that, bro? Huh? You that? What kind of deal is that? Why did they come to that? Nobody never asked that. Nobody never like put their foot down like, motherfucker, I need you man in the house. Nobody never. Did you just hear what he said? Kids are watching kids. And they know it's dangerous. Because the woman gotta go to work. The woman gotta go to fucking work to pay bills still. But they don't want no fucking father in the house. Why y'all leaving the kid by themselves? They know the kid is clearly as day, bro. It's clear as day. No, take everything out. Daycare, all that. Don't even bring that. Don't even add it. Don't even try to bring up an excuse for it. Just think without anything else. No other options. Just what they talking about. No other options. They didn't even give you the other options to suggest. They didn't even suggest you to go there. They just keep it out your head. What they said, no father in the house. And pretty much you got children. What do they want you to do? They want you to get. I don't know what the fuck. They want you to get a stepdad. Like they want you to get a stepdad for your children to watch it. You're not gonna sit here and think that you finna have a babysitter. There's more dangerous people out here. There's people out here that don't give a fuck about other people's kids, right? Like they live with people out here today. They don't give a fuck about people's kids, bro. So it's like, what the fuck? Why are they put them people in them kind of shoes, man? Like, so I'm saying, hey, females really was on that feminist train, man. They was on that feminist train, man.
Fathers are often driven away
They don't need a
so
man.
that mother and children can eat.
They don't need a man.
85% of the head of household is a woman, because most of the men who should be in the household, they cannot make a decent living. And of course, it is better to know that a child will be fed 12 months out of the year than 3 months, which is during the summer when construction work, you can make a decent living.
Yes, thank you for
The
saying
man
that.
in the house rule was written to prevent welfare cheating, to make sure that aid to families with dependent children would go only to families headed by mothers. But the effect of the man in the house rule is to create for children an atmosphere of investigation and surveillance. And
Why?
thus, the welfare system in its operation turns out to be a system to make life.
All right, you see how I like all right. You see, all right. Can you see with the picture right here? I see. All right, bigger picture that I'm gonna say right now, man. I'm gonna say it right now, man. They move. They move so quick to investigate you not having a man in the house, but won't invest. They wouldn't. They wouldn't investigate in the fucking crack era. Like they wasn't going hard to investigate then. But they will go. They go in your house trying to investigate your household because you're getting help as a fucking single mother on welfare. That's fucking outrageous. They put more time and money into investigating your household to make sure you ain't got a man in the house. Now it's like, damn, girls dating girls now. Now what they gonna are they gonna try to like they ain't gonna do that now? They ain't gonna make sure another person in the house now? What's going on? I'm talking too much. But for real, think about that. Are they not going like they are not? So y'all make sure a man not in the house, but if that girl got another girl in the house and they both got linked, that's not scamming either. What's going on? Y'all not changing it for that though. But the man can't be in the house though. They made sure that's that. Come on, man. Come on.
Harder for children.
The welfare system helps the disintegration of the American family.
Whatever.
It
Black
offers
family.
money to families if the fathers will leave them and stay away, in that sense undoing the very stability of the family and taking away one of the two parents the children, of course, need.
Bruh. Hold on. Here it is, here right here, bro. Here it is right here. Seeing today, in today's world, men don't even really have rights. Even when they sign a birth certificate, they don't have rights to the child. So it's much easier just to walk away to deal with the bullshit with the woman being a feminist going to fucking welfare to make sure the man And in the house, y'all gonna investigate that to make sure the men ain't in the fucking house. That's y'all fucking rule. Welfare, the man can't be in the house if she's on welfare. But the woman, she needs help. Come on, man, that's crazy. Say it again, Mr. White Man.
The stability of the family and taking away one of the two parents the children, of course, need.
Right?
And what I have seen, I'm afraid to say, all over the country is that the legal system works against the best kind of home for these children. We don't encourage parents to be at home with the children. We don't encourage mothers to feel that they can find their destiny as mothers. We take away, in many of the most vulnerable homes, fathers from those homes. We herd foster children together in institutions rather than trying to find decent homes for them. We don't.
Maybe I understand the beginning or something. I gotta mix it up, Gotta mix it up. Playing stupid is a game, man. You feel me? You gotta mix this shit up, man. So like, I'm the dumbest motherfucker. Just know you don't know me. I'm dumb. I'm just some stupid ass nigga.
Don't tap the resources we have in communities and with respect to older people so that they can help out vulnerable homes. We don't sanction and encourage and support in every way, morally, psychologically, and financially, the dignity and integrity of the home. And in the worst of it is that the homes that are most vulnerable are the homes that are least supported by the policies of local, state, and federal governments. And no wonder then, out of these more vulnerable neighborhoods, we get an endless cycle of troubled, delinquent, wayward youth who grow up even more and become the lawbreakers of our society. Now, I don't know how you break this cycle except by starting out with your own children.
Consider daycare. You would think that certainly shows concern for children, but let's look more closely. The Perry Homes area, with its thousands of children, has only one daycare center for 107 children between the ages of 2.5 and 5. 75% of its money comes from a federal government apparently less interested in the children than in freeing welfare mothers for work, and woefully inadequate.
They ain't putting no work in there. But they would make sure they investigate father not being hostile.
Even to that end. Elsewhere in Atlanta, in schools like Cook Elementary, the state of Georgia has tried setting up daycare centers, but federal support is drying up. When we were here, there were 158 children, 6 days to 6 years old. Since then, the number has been cut back to 89. 12 other Atlanta schools have had to eliminate infants and toddlers from their daycare plans. And that will make it harder for mothers of the very young to go to work or to school. Atlanta is typical of what is happening around the country. Model daycare centers that remain models. Good as they may be, scarce as they are, such daycare centers are geared more to a work ethic than a child ethic. That has been the history of daycare in this country. Crash programs in time of emergency like war to free mothers for work, and swiftly wound down when the emergency was over. Now daycare is billed as an answer to the welfare emergency, written into legislation that would force mothers to go to work. Congress took a different view with a child development bill that would provide more comprehensive services, and not just for welfare children. President Nixon vetoed that bill as too costly, as going too far towards what he called communal control of children. For the working poor,
Man, alright, I'm gonna cut on that, man. We're gonna go on this right here, man. It's 20 minutes.
We had the impression that maybe after a couple of months of being on web.
I'm gonna say this for another stream. Alright. On that note, yeah, I see what it is, man. Pretty much, they will do more investigations about make sure a father not in the home, and keep supporting these welfare queens, and they will spend more money and time to investigate you in your household, and don't investigate the crack. They wasn't investigating the crack era. They needed that shit to damage us. All right, but that's the stream, man. If you like the stream, like, fuck with me, subscribe. You know what time it is for sure. Gang, gang, peak gang, this motherfucker. And we on top every time. Peak, peak. Let's get it, man. On top. You know what it is, man? For sure.